Hey guys, it's Courtney B from the Pulp of Wood here, and I wanted to do this video today. I posted it on my Facebook page, Paper Beads Galore. If you're interested, I will have the information down below in joining that. But it's my public Facebook group, and we do, it's just a community where we can share our projects and our paper beads and the creations we make and all that kind of stuff with paper. So anyhow, I posted on there last night that I was going to do a challenge. And so I'm starting it today. And I picked this book right here by the Paper Studio. I love their brand of cardstock. But the challenge is I am going to take a different paper from this every single day until I use the whole book of paper, and I'm going to make a different paper bead with it. So yeah, so today's paper, I'm just going to go in order here of what the paper is. So this is going to be the paper that we're going to use today, and I apologize if you hear my doggos in the background. They're panting. They just came in from the outside, so they like to sneak in my craft room and lay around. So anyhow, this is going to be the paper that we're going to use today, and I'm not really sure what kind of beads I'm going to make out of it. My favorite paper beads to make are 1/2-inch bicone beads. And that's what my most popular bead is in my Etsy shop, which again, I will have the link down below if you're interested in that. Yeah, I think I'll make 1-inch bicone beads with this, because I really like this red, and I think it'll show up more. So, okay. First, if you're new to my channel and you have no idea what paper beads are, or you stumbled upon my channel and you don't know what they are, I'm going to show you how to measure and cut out these beads here, or these papers here, and then you just roll them up. I have a tool right here that I make and sell in my Etsy shop, actually. But if you don't have a tool like this, you can use anything. You can use toothpicks, you can use pencils, you can use barbecue skewers, or even a paintbrush or anything like that. Just depending on how thick, or I mean how wide you want the paper bead hole. So anyhow, but this is what I use. This is my paper bead roller, and it's slotted on the side. If you guys are new here and have never seen my videos, my previous videos, so this is what they look like. So yeah, and I also use regular school glue in just a little container. This is a little container I got from Dollar Tree. So just use a little container full of school glue that I water down. This one actually I didn't water down because I was in my craft room and I didn't feel like getting up and going and getting water in it because I was comfy in my recliner. So, but normally I water it down so the glue can go further. And you can use white school glue, clear school glue, can't even talk, anything. A lot of people just use glue sticks, but I find, and I've said this in, my previous videos, but I find that they don't stick. They pop open. They don't stick as well. So I'm just going to clean my brush off here. I have a habit of not ever cleaning my brush at the end of my day. So right here, any kind of hand sanitizer cleans your brush perfect. Cleans it right off. With the school glue, see how stiff that brush is? Just keep using this sanitizer and it'll clean it off here in a minute. Hopefully it won't make me a liar. This brush has been sitting around for probably flipping a week with this school glue on it, so, but it may take a little bit more than what normally does. And sometimes you have to peel it too. Sometimes you have to pick the glue that's hardened up on it. I'm so awful about this. I should just clean my brushes at the end of the day instead of letting them sit, but I don't, and I should. See, it's getting better, but I think maybe I had left it sit too long, because look. Oh well, maybe not. Just gotta pick those hard spots off. There we go. Excuse my nails too, guys. I'm probably gonna say that like every video, but it's literally been 3 weeks since I went and got my nails done. There we go. Alrighty. See? As good as new. See it? Just as good as new. And I got glue stuck on me now. Okay. So, now I'm just going to measure and cut my beads. I'm going to make 1-inch bicone beads. So hopefully you guys can see. Hopefully you guys can see this. Maybe I'll zoom in and see. That makes it better. Well, you're not going to see all of it, but you'll see some of it, and I'll zoom out whenever I'm done measuring here. Just go every inch, depending on what this side looks like, the pretty side. You may want to turn it and go this way, just depending on what the pattern is. But this pattern, it doesn't matter. So anyhow, I measured that side. Now I'm going to, oops, fumbly here. Move this up and do this side. Just lay my ruler here and every inch. Same as up the top there. I think these are going to turn out real pretty. And I flip it to its side. Since I'm making bicone beads, I like to start at the top of my paper. I like to start at the top. It just seems easier to me. So you angle your paper like this, or your ruler like this. You start at the first notch on this side and the corner of the paper on the other side, and you just make your line. Then keeping this where it is, this side, you take this side and you pull it down to the next line, to the line over here. And then you make your line. And then you just rotate this side, then this side, this side, then this side. I'll probably go ahead and speed this part up because I don't want to bore you guys with this, especially if you already know what you're doing. But anyhow, this is just what I do. It's my beads, and I think I got my paper wet from that hand sanitizer. Oh well. Oh well. It'll dry. Whoops, that one looks a little funky, but that's okay. These are paper beads. They're not meant to be perfect, especially when you're doing them by hand, so I don't worry about it. Just moving on down here. I hope you guys can see this. I'm sitting at my desk and I normally don't. It's hard to get the angle, you know. I got a little tripod I got my phone, you know, sitting on, but it's hard to get the angle. And it's hard to get a good angle where you can see the whole paper and stuff. I don't know, maybe I'm just not used to it yet. That's probably the reason. Whoops. Yeah. Brutus, leave Kitty alone. My doggo wants to play with the cat. Cat don't want to play. You guys will probably hear me from time to time talking about my animals or talking to my animals in the background. But this is what your paper should look like. Oh, I'm zoomed in. I'm going to zoom out a little bit here. Here is what your paper should look like if you're making 1-inch bicone beads. So, just the isosceles triangle, I think is what they call it. So I'm just going to cut these out by hand. I'll probably speed this up as well because it's super boring to watch somebody cut paper. Well, I don't know. Maybe people like that stuff. I don't mind watching stuff like that, but I just don't want y'all to get bored watching me cut paper. Pretty fast at cutting them now, but... And you don't have to be completely precise. In my opinion, you don't. That's what makes paper beads unique. Some of them can be a little fatter than others, and some of them can be a little longer than others, just depending on how accurate you are. Kitty, stay out of my stuff. Now Kitty's getting into stuff and being naughty. Vader, get out of stuff. Vader. Kitty. Stay out of that stuff. He's a silly cat. My kids named him Vader because they love Star Wars. And he's a black cat. We rescued him from... Someone picked him and another cat up from a gas station in a little town we live near. And they were just abandoned. Somebody had abandoned them there. And they were wild and scared. And we brought them home and handled them and let them get used to humans. And they're still kind of skittish, even after living in our house for 2 years. But Vader's better than Thomas. We have another cat, a gray cat, called Thomas Shelby, is what we named him. I don't know if you guys have ever watched the show Peaky Blinders, but we named him Thomas Shelby. Anyhow, our cat Thomas is still real skittish around us. I mean, he has his moments where he'll want you to pet him, but for the most part, he's scared and skittish. But Vader's a little bit more lax. More laxadaisy. I thought I was fast at doing this, but maybe I'm not. Oh. People ask me all the time why I don't get one of those cutters. I don't know why. I just like cutting paper out myself. I hope you can even see. Here I am just cutting away, and I don't even know if I'm angled at the camera, y'all. Apologize if I wasn't. These are going to look really pretty, I think. Brutus, you're awful noisy over there, buddy. He's giving me that look like, Mom, I don't care. You silly dog. Alrighty. Done with that. So here is what the paper looks like cut up. That's turned out real nice, I think. It's gonna be nice. Brutus Berlin. Brutus. Stop. He's licking his paw, y'all. He's so noisy. I picked this up from the Dollar Tree. It's super dirty right now because with glue and everything, and I've taken it everywhere. But I always put my paper beads that I'm making in a little container like this, just easier to keep track of. So anyhow, Brutus. Now, sorry guys, I had to pause the video and yell at my doggo. He was licking his paws. And he's a Great Dane, so that's annoying. So anyhow, oh, these are nice. I like the way these turning out. Just pull them up there so you guys can see. These are turning out real nice. These are really pretty and real thick. That's one thing I like about this Paper Studio cardstock. It's pretty thick. I don't know if you guys can see that, how well you can see that. Hope it's focusing good enough. Anyhow, so yeah, sometimes these bead rollers, I just made this one last night, so I need to kind of separate it a little bit and let the paper, there we go, that's perfect. See, it just kind of separates a little bit and lets paper go in and out easier. These are going to be real nice. And I picked fall theme, obviously, because it's almost September. And fall is approaching us, which is my favorite season of the year. Absolute favorite. I love all the holidays, and I love the fall and falling leaves and pumpkins and scary movies and hay rides. I'm all about all that. One of my daughters is totally not. She's total opposite of me. She is like, bring on the summer, swimming, you know, swimsuits, sunny days, which I like sunny days too, obviously, but I just like the fall, the cooler temperatures. And I love snow. Oh, which we live in the Midwest and the lower Midwest, almost the South. So we don't get a ton of snow. We used to when I was a kid. We used to get a lot of snow, it seemed like, but we don't really get snow like we used to when I was a kid. But every once in a while we'll have a real good snow where we get 12 inches or so. But it's very rare. Those turned out real good. Yeah, I like them. And usually a 12 by 12 sheet of paper, if you're making 1-inch bicone beads, usually gets me about 24, well, it does get me 24 paper beads if you're making 1-inch, 48 if you're making the 1/2 inch. I'm sorry guys if I'm not, my hand keeps sliding down here and I don't know how well y'all can see me. Hopefully you can see me good enough. But yeah, my bead rollers, I think, just makes it a little bit easier to hold the paper, and it just makes it a little bit easier because it's got a handle on it and stuff. And not trying to promote it or anything, or am I? No. I mean, I'm just saying, it's because you can literally use anything to make paper beads. If you're not into it a whole lot, then, you know, spending money on something like my paper bead rollers or anyone's paper bead rollers would be you know, not necessary. I mean, because you can use anything. You can use a straw or anything. But I just feel like it makes it a little easier if you are using a paper bead roller to something to hold the paper, so you don't have to hold it with one finger while you're rolling until it gets good traction, you know. But that's just me. So I posted this last night on my public Facebook group, Paper Beads Galore, because I thought, how much fun would that be to see? You know, I don't have very many members of that group yet. I just started it not long ago, so there's about 60 or 65 members, something like that. But I just thought it would be kind of cool for anyone who's interested in doing that challenge to see, you know, what papers people use and what, you know, it doesn't even have to be cardstock. You know, it could be, because I invited everyone to join in on the challenge and share their pictures and stuff, the beads that they make. But I just thought it would be kind of neat. I mean, you could just do mailers or loose paper or magazines or anything like that. I'm gonna try to do this. I think it would be neat to do this probably once a month or so. Just a challenge to see. I just think it would be neat. I may do a magazine next month. Just take a cool magazine and see what kind of beads that makes. That would be neat. Oh, y'all, my candle smells so good, and I don't even have it lit. The candle on my desk is, let's see what it's called. Pumpkin Pecan Waffles. I got it from Bath & Body, and oh, it smells heavenly. It doesn't even need to be lit to smell good. These would be neat to make some necklaces with. You know, if you're going out with a fall outfit, get your picture done or something like that, that would be really pretty to use these to make some jewelry for that. I got some glue on my placemat here that I'm using. Don't have very many left. See how well they slip off the paper bead roller? Once you get them kind of worked in, they should slip off the paper bead roller pretty easily. That's one reason that I just put glue on the tip of the paper, because if you put glue, of course you could put glue closer to the where you start, like, you know, maybe right down here or something. But to me, it's just not necessary, and it's a waste of glue, because I've never had a problem with my beads really unrolling or unraveling. Oops. Doing it like this or using this method, because I spray them. But I did have a problem with them unraveling when I used the glue stick, because it's just like the glue stick was just not sticky enough to keep them glued. I don't know. It just seemed messier to me. Isn't that silly? Because it's a glue stick. It's meant to be less messy, but it just seemed messier to me. and it didn't stick. But that's just me. You guys can use whatever glue you want. I've even tried using that sparkle glue. That's kind of neat too. You can even take out your paper beads after you make them. And Brutus, quit licking. I'm sorry, y'all. You can take your paper beads after you make them and get that glitter glue or that neon glue, all that silly glue up at Walmart or wherever, and you can just paint your or coat your paper bead with it after. That'd be kind of cool. Almost done, y'all. Got 3 more beads to roll. Can y'all hear my fly that I got flying around in my craft room? I have had a fly, and I don't know if it's the same one or a different one, but I have had one fly flying around my room. I got a couple of them in here right now. But just makes me so aggravated. I get aggravated. And you know, you don't want one of those fly strips just dangling around in your craft room. At least I don't. And I don't have a fly swatter. But that fly is super annoying. It's been in here for days. Anyhow, enough of the fly. I'm done. What do you guys think? I think they turned out really good. I love the colors. So, there's the 1-inch bicone paper beads. First day of my paper bead challenge. So, if you guys liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Got any questions, you know, ask them in the comments below. Or if you're interested in making paper beads and posting your pictures of paper beads, or even if you just want to silently snoop my public Facebook group, then go ahead and join. It's Paper Beads Galore on Facebook, and yeah, join the fun. So I guess I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.